Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, the topic that I'm going to be uncovering is about gaming on blockchain and basically how you can earn income while playing games. It sounds too good to be true, but probably it is. And I'm going to give you a real world example of how people in some countries are just earning enough income to put food on the table uh, just by playing games. If you have not watched this documentary, I recommend you watch this documentary, Play to Earn, NFT Gaming Elephant Philippines. I actually quite enjoyed watching this documentary, and some of the scenes were quite, emotional to see, how this gaming has, massively gaming trend has increased in Philippines, and even people who have no understanding on the crypto, they are using this blockchain and NFT gaming concept and earning income. So the project that I'm going to be uncovering today, the application or the game is called Axie Infinity. Now, before we get started, I just want you to understand some basic concepts about NFTs and blockchain technology. If you're not familiar with blockchain, how does it work? I've done some videos before. I'll suggest you go and watch that. So what is Axie Infinity? So Axie Infinity, it's an NFT game. It is inspired by a Pokemon, and it consists of these little creatures that you see, and basically the way you do it is you sort of bred them, you raise them, you battle these creatures, and as a result, you get some in-game rewards that you can exchange and convert into real money. And as I said, if you are spending enough hours and if you are skillful, you can earn up to $1,000 per month. Now, it may not sound like a lot of money for developed countries, but there are a lot of countries in Southeast Asia where $1,000 could be something that people have not really thought about before. So I actually did a research on this game, that where this game is currently being played mostly, and I was not surprised to find out that majority of the users are coming from Philippines, and the second to row, actually this is a bit old, but the second at the number two is Indonesia. And some of these countries have been, worse hit by the pandemic. People have lost jobs, businesses have affected, a lot of unemployment, and this Xe Infinity has proven to be, some a lifesaver for people, which is providing meals to them, and it's keeping their families safe. So if you are from a developed country, and obviously you can't spend 8 to 10 hours a day playing games, obviously, and probably $300 to $500 may not mean a lot for you. Maybe you can skip this video, but this is going to be something more for somebody who is from a country where average income is not that high. So okay, so now I'm going to cover Xe Infinity and how basically you can make money, um, and what are some what is the background, where how did this game evolve, and some concepts. Uh, so Xe Infinity, as I've touched on this already, so if you just sort of search about this video, it is obviously life changing for some people. People have no idea about crypto or blockchain technology, but somehow with this game, people are becoming more. The adoption of blockchain and the adoption of crypto is increasing now, in people's mind. So that's a positive thing. Just like any other any other game, crypto, this Axie Infinity game is based around, basically, it's like you have your universe, you have these tiny little cute creatures. To start this game, to enter the game, you have to have a minimum of three creatures. Basically, then you can breed them to create more creatures, or you can battle with other people in the gaming mode, and you can earn some in-game rewards. And I think in the future they are bringing these land games as well, where you have a piece of a land, and then basically, you customize it, you can add things to it, you can add resources, and so on and so forth. Um, I personally have not played this game, but I'm finding the use case quite, appealing for people who enjoy games. And I know a lot of people in, countries that I mentioned, they love playing games, like people from Philippines, people from Indonesia. They generally are, they love playing games on phone. So this would be something for them. It's going to be really interesting. Uh, so the model, as I explained, the game comes in all. You can play it on a phone or a tablet. You have to have the characters. You have to go into the battle mode. You beat the other party. You get some in-game rewards, which are called SLP, small love potion, as they call it, or AXS, which is Axie Infinity Shards. AXS is like the key, the bigger. It's like a governance token, and this one is like the in-game reward token. So basically, SLPs, you can sort of use these SLPs to breed two of the Axie characters, and in turn, you can then sell off the child Axie for a price. So the entry point for the game is to have 3 Axie characters that you can buy them from the um, Axie Infinity Marketplace. Now they used to cost quite less when this whole thing started. I was reading somewhere it used to cost $4 to $5 for one, for 3 of them. Uh, but now at the moment, I'm thinking, I've looked at the current prices because of the huge demand and the huge uptake in the daily, the new users coming on board. The price have gone, rocket up, and it's currently, I would say roughly, it's an initial investment of $1,000, but you can earn as many SLPs as you like once you have got your Axie characters. There is a daily limit on how many rewards you can earn on a daily basis, but there is no limit on a monthly or an overall how many SLPs you can earn. In terms of the company background, Axie Infinity game is developed by Sky Mavic company with centered or head office, I would say majority of their operations and engineering capabilities back in Vietnam. Now, this company, they have been doing a lot of work for the last 3 years. So um, they started up in like late 2017, early 2018, so around January 2018 timeframe. But they didn't have much of the big breakthrough up until 2021, I would say April May timeframe, and this is where they really sort of had this massive user uptake, and the revenue went skyrocketing, and the crypto value and all the things went up. So if you see the total revenue that they have got from so far, it's about 95 million. This might be a few days old, out of which 76 million, majority of this came in July so far. And the revenue streams are obviously from these Axies that they sell, these digital NFT pets as we call them, and also from the transaction fees that happen on their blockchain. So these are the key streams, and also they've got these lands or the plots that they're selling. These plots are valued in thousands of dollars at the moment. So it's like your own little universe where you can do whatever you want. But in terms of the NFT game item sales, so roughly they've got 1.5 million so far. So obviously there are quite a few customizable items, body pads, features, and so on and so forth. So in terms of the key technology, they initially started off with the Ethereum blockchain, but I think they soon realized the issues with the scalability and slowness, and also the transaction fees. And now what they've done is the team at Sky Mavis have built their own sidechain called Ronin chain, and basically, that's what they're using. Now, I was talking about the daily active users and overall user adoption. You can see the number of users roughly in July has been like 500,000 people on average daily active users. This is big number, 500,000 active users on a daily basis in July. And they've had actually so much uptake of this application that almost the servers crashed for the last 4 to 5 days. And I was reading on their Twitter account that they're trying to restore it. Obviously, they did not anticipate the massive demand. And also, I think obviously gaming on blockchain is still relatively new concept. It's a new niche, and it has its own challenges. Unlike this normal gaming convention, which are built on a different platform, these games are built on blockchain technology, which is slightly different to other standard gaming applications. But as I said, obviously the model is obviously from the players, from the commissions, and also from the when you actually breed the SL the Axies, you also have to burn your SLP or your in reward token. You have to burn them to create more to breed Axies. So that actually goes back to again the Axie Infinity revenue stream. In terms of the you can see also that they migrated up in from May onwards. That's when they moved from Ethereum to Ronin sidechain, and you can see that slowly the breeding fees have increased massively. I think a lot of people are maybe focusing in breeding more Axies and then selling them on the marketplace. It could be profitable, and it's also in a way you don't require a lot of understanding of the gameplay. You don't have to be very skillful for breeding, for example. Excuse me. So in terms of the market fees as well, it has increased quite massively. And one of the analyses I looked at, I'll show you a chart. Actually, it is almost close to Ethereum marketplace in terms of the fees that they've earned in the last 7 days. You can see the total revenue is about 38 million in the protocol fees, which is more than what Uniswap, PancakeSwap, or Binance Smart Chain. So almost very close to Ethereum in protocol fees. So that is like a massive number. Also, if you look at some other trends around their their social uptake, it's also increasing. So if you see the trend, for the coin price and also the social uptake, you can see it's on an upward trend. So currently the price also, you can see it's on the upward trend. Social interactions and volumes, it spiked up obviously in July. In terms of the project itself, as I said, the marketplace in the marketplace of Infinity, it's like it has got you have to have obviously you have to have your MetaMask wallet to be able to buy any of these Axies in the marketplace. But you can see that, for example, this Axie is currently being sold for $600, and that's massive amount. If I need 3 of these, I'm going to spend like $1,800. This is like 0.229 Ethereum. So and this was initially sold for 0.23. Now this person is trying to sell for 0.29. And again, as I said, you can breed and you can sell, or you can play games. Then you can earn rewards, which are SLP rewards, and you can convert them back to Ethereum currency. Now, some of these, interestingly enough, I was looking on their website. Some of these Axies are getting sold for like $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 and upwards of that. So that is like unbelievable in terms of the that how people are going crazy about this. So if you go to Smart Mavis, I think I might have got this page open. This is I was talking about the Twitter accounts. So they've got obviously this active community. Axie Infinity, I've got 263 followers, and you see they're talking about this server and thing that they were trying to recover. But if you go to this Sky Mavis HQ and just go to their website, so they are basically the brains and the power and all the engineering behind this. If you see so far that they have 25,000 worth of Ethereum has been traded on their in-house platform, which is the Ronin blockchain. Most expensive Axie sold 300 Ethereum. That's literally like what, $800,000 or so as of today's price. and 19,000 monthly active on-chain users. This is just an average. And the list goes on. Obviously, they've got partnership with all the good sort of, they've got good support and good recognition. So obviously, this project, I think their uptake would increase. I see this game being, obviously, it's a fun game. At the heart of it, it's a fun game. But on top of that, it is earning you back some money. I've not seen any other games in the gaming model that you have a game which actually earns you real money. It's always the other way around, where basically you are paying money to play the game. So this is actually totally opposite, and I think this is where it's really truly empowering people. So if you want to understand a little bit more about tokenomics or the project white paper, you can search on whitepaper.xinfinity.com or just go on the Google one. It tells you, how they started, what is the vision, what's the mission. Basically, they also explain the breeding programs. You can see the maximum breeding is only can be 7, and every time it costs some tokens or some rewards. And then this creature, this this cute little digital NFT pet, also called as Axies, they've got 6 body parts, and they've got some dominance genes, some recessive, and some minor recessive. So basically, all of that helps you when you are breeding, and when you're into games. You want to make sure that you choose the right pair to breed. Also, in terms of the the tournaments, I think the plan is that they're going to have tournaments where people will play and fight, and there would be rewards. In terms of the battling, as I said, this was like they've got different arenas, PvP arena. You can learn more about them, but land is what I talked about earlier, high level, that you can have piece of land, and then you can have battles. There are different type of lands, savanna, forest, and they have a supply, and it's all actually digital land space basically. And this Genesis land is actually the most sort of expensive one, and it's only a very short supply as well. So this is still being developed. The gameplay, I think this is going to be something for the future. And also this Lunacia SDK is going to be something for the future, where people can build on top of their uh, you know uh, landscape, and they can build some custom games. In terms of the AXS, which is the ERC20 governance token for Axie Universe, basically AXS holders will be able to claim rewards if they stake their token, play the game, and participate in the key governance votes. So if you have an AXS, you can stake it onto the Axie community, and you can also use it for providing voting against a certain upgrade to the team, and then you can also play it, and you can also earn some rewards. But again, staking would be something, I would say it's going to be a long term. I think, as they explained in the article, that it's going to be locked for a year. So I think it will come in the future, but it's something that basically you can read about in a bit more detail. In terms of the tokenomics, I think there are some other information that is quite useful. Is the the supply control. So I think I was reading earlier today that they're only going to have 270 million AXS tokens, and obviously they are releasing them in a phase state, basically, to make sure that things are released in a controlled manner. And you can sort of you can see the percentages that they are sort of going to release, and the plan that they have. But yeah, I think that's more for you to understand tokenomics. But I do think that they have strong tokenomics to control the inflation and to control the project going downwards or sideways. In terms of the other interesting thing in this article would be the roadmap and completed milestones. So far, I think they have managed to hit all the milestones that they have planned. So land and items have been migrated to Ronin sidechain. Axies have also been migrated to Ronin sidechain. Origin Alpha I think they're planning to launch a new free to play game on mobile. So that is also coming up. And AXS staking is the next one that they are planning. So I think this is something which will come in Q3. In terms of the play to earn, as I said, the allocation plan is like this. They have a total of 270 million AXS tokens. Only they have got divided them into different portions. For example, play to earn. If you play and then you earn, it would be 20%. Staking rewards will be divided around 29% of the total supply, and then ecosystem fund basically, and for the core team to ensure that they have incentive and they keep developing more games. So it's a well balanced sort of tokenomics and distribution for them. In terms of the roadmap, as I said, they do have some plans in the future with the land play and all, so that would come into play. That I think with this whole, even with the daily active users numbers growing up, within the country, for example, Philippines is 111 million people. It's a lot of people, and at the moment, uh, I do see that this uptake of the application would certainly grow. It's still in a very early days, as I said. If you look at how the current stock of this token is behaving, you saw this massive uptrend somewhere from, if you see end of June, it was trading at $4.3. It went all the way up to $29. Then the market had a crash, a bit of correction a few days ago, as we all saw with Bitcoin coming down to $29,000 mark. So obviously that brought it down to $14, but now it's gone up again to even a next all-time high. This is $32 roughly. This is like the all-time high. You can see there is strong growth and strong momentum, and I see if this app continues to grow the way it is growing, this coin would easily be hitting around $100 mark, especially with the staking coming up as well in Q3. In terms of the any other interesting topics that I thought, I think you can look at this getting started guide. So if you go there, it just explains you that you have to download, you have to have MetaMask wallet, just then download Ronin wallet to be able to communicate on the Ronin bridge or Ronin smart chain. And then you can acquire 3 Axies, choose the ones, and then basically you're pretty much good to go. So that there are some quick videos that you can also refer, so that should be able to help. Now, going back to some of the key points that I wanted to touch upon, obviously I think I just said, an NFT, as we call non-fungible tokens, are unique, one of a kind digital asset. So there is obviously a lot of craze about in people owning NFTs because they are unique. They can't be, they're unique to each other. So this one got sold for $800,000. So this just shows you, the craze it's out there. Obviously, there is no clear path to return on investment on this particular one, but at some point, if this picks up and there may be someone else who is willing to buy this unique, one of a kind creature for even more than this value, you never know. So these are all, a special category called mystic Axies. This was another interesting topic that I wanted to cover that has actually evolved on top of this. They call this profit sharing model. It's also called scholarships. So basically, what is happening is that obviously the entry point, there is a difficulty, there is a barrier to entry that you need to spend, let's say, $1,000, and some people might not be really sure whether actually I'm gonna earn that much or not, can I actually recover my initial investment or not, and can some people actually really afford it. So this is where small businesses in Philippines are coming up, like Yield Guild, and there are some others, which are basically, lending out the Axies. So they sort of buy Axies, they breed Axies, and then they basically uh, let other people to play using their Axies, and they agree on a profit sharing model. So this basically enables more people to try out this app without having to have any initial stake or initial risk. So that's really good, I think, in terms of uh, bringing more people onto this platform. And as I said, it's real money, so you can convert your SLP token into real world money. So this is not something that has ever seen before in the overall market. So to conclude, I do see with staking coming on board, and with the daily active users close to 500,000, which is really early days still. As I said, this application only picked up in May and June timeframe. So there is a strong potential for the value of Axie AXS to go up, and also um, there's a great potential for the gaming overall. What else can be built on top of Ronin chain, because I know there would be some other gaming companies who would like to develop something on the existing infrastructure. So I think it's a good indicator for Sky Mavis. It's a good indicator for overall gaming community, and it's sort of a win-win situation. So it's not a financial advice. Again, I'm not your financial advisor. I don't know your particular circumstances, but I do see AXS token would pick up its value even further. So maybe just look for a good time to make an entry. It might come down again to 14, 15, but I do see an upward trend in Q3 and Q4, and we'll wait to see that. But it is ticking a lot of the boxes. There's a strong community behind it. There's a lot of demand behind it, and again, there is a return uh, that people finding it quite useful, and obviously it's helping to bring a lot of the people who are very new to the crypto market, and that's where it's really positive news overall. So that's pretty much it, guys. I wanted to touch on today. If you like this video, as I said, I'll try and share some of the links here into the description as well. Please do like my video. Please do comment and do provide your feedback. That really helps. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned to my channel.